I just signed up for a 30-day challenge. The challenge consists of posting a video per day where you talk 1 minute about a subject or a prompt that the facilitator of the group puts out there. The idea is that by practicing, posting, sharing about something for a minute without any cuts or edits, we will learn to grow and become better speakers and be better at articulating our thoughts in real time. This is something I really want to get better at. And I'm doing it with these videos that I post on YouTube, but I can tell you that each time I do it, it is such a struggle. I have always felt like I have things I want to say and want to share, but I question how it's coming across, how I am articulating it. And it's so ironic because I actually feel like I'm doing that pretty well right now. But when it gets to be a subject that might be a bit challenging, nuanced, academic, or intelligent, I get in my head about saying something incorrect or sounding stupid or being afraid of not knowing what I'm talking about. And then it really holds me back. This happens in conversation when I'm working with my team on a project. I really get into a space that's really challenging to pull myself out of. It happens when I get intimidated, when I am in a group with lots of different dynamics and I feel like what I have to say or share might not be important. These are things that I really want to work on. And I know there's a lot going on underneath the surface of all of these dynamics. But my hope is that by practicing more, like sharing on YouTube like I am here, joining this challenge that I just did about posting one thing a day, I'm hoping that I will learn and improve and gain that confidence. I have a lot that I want to say, and I want to share and communicate with others. I don't want to do it in a one-way conversation necessarily, but I want to do it conversationally. I want to talk about topics that I think are important and matter in the world. I want to have dialogue about subjects that are interesting to move, that moves humanity and progress forward. It feels so, I'm afraid I even sound arrogant saying that. So my hope is that by joining this challenge, I will grow and improve. I do think that a lot of these fears are unwarranted. Not that I know everything by any means. If anything, I know how little I know. I feel very excited about the prospect of having conversations that challenge me, even when I don't know exactly the right thing to say. I actually just got done meeting up with two really lovely people that I've known a while. One in particular, he was almost like a second dad to me growing up. And I've always looked up to him, have always felt really safe to have conversations with him. I know that we differ in our points of view and in how we see the world. Just even our lived experience is very different. He is a baby boomer white man, and I am early 40s Asian woman who lives in San Francisco. But I did grow up in the same town that I know him from. So we got into some really interesting conversations about some of the political stuff that's happening. I had a lot of curiosity around some of his perspectives around feeling like the political climate is too charged right now and we need to have more nuanced conversations around different subjects. And I posed the question to him. One of his points was around feeling like the far left and far right are just shooting vitriol at each other and both sides are in the wrong about how they approach having conversations about the world, about the political climate, and about issues that really matter to us in this country. And I don't disagree with him. The work that I'm moving towards really is hoping to help us find ways we can have conversations with nuance, with connection and agency and imagination and co-creation at the center. And you can't do that if you are shooting vitriol and mean words at each other. I do think that saying both sides are equally as bad and that there is wrongdoing on both sides in terms of how things are presented are equally, that both sides are equally bad. I do think that isn't totally fair. I do think there are some, and I don't want to get too much into why I think that. My point is that he and I see things differently and we have different points of view. And I didn't feel intimidated about having that conversation with him around just getting more curious around what he meant. And then bringing in the things that I understood to be true about the more leftist perspective, which is where I lean. And we weren't able to get super deep into it, but it felt like there was a lot of, I felt confident in presenting my perspective and peeking and having curiosity around what his points were. And I think that's all I really want to be able to do in most any context. For me, I can get intimidated or feel like my point of view means less than others, in that I don't have my position to back up what I want to say. I don't have all the points and all the evidence that I need to come across to sound intelligent. And then I question myself, and then I don't get anywhere with feeling like I expressed myself authentically. So I feel like there is a place for me to have an opinion, to have thoughts that I get across, and to feel like they matter. I know that a lot of the voice, a lot of the questioning I have is my own stuff, because no one has put that on me, that my opinion doesn't matter or that what I have to say is not of value. I just know a lot of it comes from my own self-doubt and probably from some childhood shit around feeling embarrassed around things I shared and not feeling heard. So this is something I'm actively working towards. I hope that by me sharing as someone who's 40, that this is a journey that I am on, and that I am very excited to embark on. I feel like that confidence, my lack of confidence from sharing my thoughts and my perspective really holds me back in my career and in my relationships, because I'm not truly authentic with what I really want to say. And I'm not showing the most authentic version of myself. So I hope that this, I look forward to the growth that I have from this journey. And I hope to share more of that with you. I'm on lots of different journeys. Thank goodness, because there's so much to learn in this life. And yeah, I look forward to sharing the learnings and the journey along the way.